show, Jaime Black from Dynasty Podcast. So excited to have you on the show. And where are you taking us today?
Martinez Supermarket. It's in Bridgeport. It's a little kind of like New York style bodega because they got some light groceries, but it's a deli and they have just incredible tacos. It's amazing.
Steak tacos, hot sauce. Let's go.
My style is classic with the beats. My style is classic.
That's what you asked for, and that's a treat for you guys.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. Awesome, thank you.
Little bonus chorizo tacos?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So 9 steak tacos.
So hyped, so hyped.
The OG, it's what you're supposed to get there.
It's the moneymaker.
Have been acquired, jump cut. We made it happen. Jaime Black in the backseat.
Oh my.
Of a number 6 with cheese video. This is very, very amazing for us.
Absolutely.
For many reasons. You're incredible, you're a hard worker, really kind of the epitome of an entrepreneur in Chicago. But we're starting our podcast and we have the podcasting legend in the car.
It's like a weird crossover where we're getting like these steak taco legends and almost a personification of that legend.
Right.
So brilliant.
Jaime's gonna show us the ropes. Like, what are we looking at? I mean, we all know what steak tacos look like, but 24 hours, what they marinate this meat. So you guys know how it goes. This is gonna be a little Corey and Jaime's second angle on what we're looking at here.
We got some sauces.
Dole it out, dude. They got the Verde and the Roja.
They're good, but the red sauce is real good.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
2 and 3.
Look at that.
Very kind syrup.
Lost in that sauce.
All right.
We have like a secondary tray thing, like kind of how Corey has, because that you can kind of even throw on your lap, and that'll make your life
Makes
even
things a
easier.
little easier.
It's hilarious. A fan sent us these, and it goes on Corey's steering wheel. I obviously, this isn't a driver's ed car, so I don't have a steering wheel. It works great for guests.
That might be the next investment.
Yeah, I think, and you know, at some point, I think
a pimped out driver's ed car.
Imagine-
No one's done that yet.
Right?
the fact that Exhibit hasn't done it yet is really
Unbelievable.
is really upsetting. Corey, this is your first time seeing these. What are we looking at?
Oh my God, this absolutely looks fantastic. First off, the tortilla they're using is quality stuff.
Those
You can tell
corn,
right,
right?
And I like when they double down. It's always a solid move. And look at that steak.
With a bunch of onions and chorizo, or I'm sorry, onions and cilantro. Oh my God.
Bro, it's looking too tasty.
Yeah, and they said, you know, we kind of got the behind the scenes look on the fact that they don't just take a bunch of different parts of steak and put it together like a lot of places do. It's like one cut, it's used because better ingredients, like that kind of thing. So when places do that and they're not just trying to make money and smash everything together, you're gonna notice a difference.
That's right.
I'm telling you, I mean, they're both good sauces, but the red is like, I love the red sauce.
Yeah.
You want one of this? You want some of that red?
I would love some.
I'm unbelievably excited for this.
All right, guys, so the last thing left to do is just to cheers, eat, and then we'll get to talking.
Yeah, sure.
This is Martinez Supermarket with Jaime Black in the car. I'm still gonna try to do
Cheers.
it. Cheers,
Cheers.
boys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Oh my God. It's steak.
I told you, man.
Oh my God. And that sauce is so good.
And so
got such a
spicy.
good kick.
When your tongue, the tip of it, touches what you're eating, and it already gives you
God.
everything that you're about to experience, that's insane. That seasoning is nuts.
That dude in there was 100% right. We're coming back.
Yeah.
This is so good.
It's restaurants like these that make you think, maybe I will look for a place in Bridgeport. You know? 'Cause you're like, I just try to live near restaurants I like.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I will say this, man. I used to live in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's like affordable rent. The neighborhood's really, it went through a kind of a makeover a couple years ago where like they repaved the streets, like
There's spice.
gorgeous restaurant. Like down the street there's Maria's, which is a fantastic little bar.
Yeah.
Also independent. This is a great neighborhood. There's Cermak Market nearby. Great little, I love that grocery store. I mean, this is not a bad neighborhood to live in. It's a very livable, enjoyable, quiet, you know, independent mom and pop kind of neighborhood.
I love that.
I'm not even just saying that this might be the best taco I've had in Chicago.
This is my favorite taco in
Oh
Chicago.
my God. This is my favorite one I think I've had in my whole life.
Yeah, I'm so glad we're here with you right now. What this man has accomplished
Oh my God.
in the past 15 years,
Insane.
after he was already in radio. So Jaime Black, I first met you at South by Southwest. I think it was 2014 or 2015. I was doing a documentary on,
2014.
I was doing a documentary on rapper St. Millie, who you guys know, who's been on the show.
Yep. Devil Dogs.
Devil
We got
Dogs.
Devil Dogs with him.
I'm hungry as hell.
We got a bunch of food from Devil Dogs that has been acquired. Jump cut. We got him on your podcast. while down in Texas, and that was like a huge leg up, a huge narrative that helped the story.
I actually had somebody tweet me today, oh, you better come back with a record deal, and it's like, man, if only you knew. If only you knew. But,
you could come back with gold easier than you could come back with it, and nothing against you, it's just, it's hard here.
Definitely, but I'm very outgoing, so I look forward to the challenge of trying to, get myself to a different level or that next tier.
Obviously, just since then, you've been killing it. You have personally 900 podcasts that you've filmed.
Insane.
So Dynasty Podcast is the brand, is the company. It's all linked below this. Just talk a little bit about how you went from radio to doing podcasts and how you're kind of innovating that space.
Well, so here's kind of the short version, man. And again, thank you guys so much for having me here.
Of course.
Oh my gosh.
With me today.
Thanks for showing us this place.
Oh yeah. So I started working in radio in '98, and that was amazing. And I got there pretty early on. I was in high school, and I had a fantastic experience working in radio at a station that's not around anymore called Q101.
Right.
So that was amazing. Nothing but love for Q101. At the same time, as great as that was, I was a producer, so I was behind the scenes, which meant I wasn't an on-air personality, really. I got to do a little bit on the air here and there, but like by and large, my role was booking bands and setting things up behind the scenes. And you guys know about how much work goes into producing any kind of production, any kind of media production.
I mean, most of these people have no idea how much, they just think we eat in the car and the video just edits itself.
That's how it's done, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So, long story short, worked in radio, loved it, but wanted to do my own thing. I was working at the Apple store at the time. I was working in radio at the time. I was building, well, now we call it building a brand online, but I was just like really into like burgeoning social media at the time.
Yeah.
And it made sense to kind of take this like tech experience, this online platform, this radio experience, put it into a podcast. So I launched that in 2005, and I've been doing it ever since.
The longest running and the first music podcast in Chicago.
Which is insane.
For how many there are now?
But if you think about it, 2005, was that pre-Facebook?
I think that some decisions that we made early on to localize the website and keep it separate for each college on the network kept it really useful.
I don't even think the BlackBerries were sending emails yet. I
think
remember I was in the military when that came out.
There wasn't even an iPod Nano yet.
Right.
Right.
It's so crazy to think about, dude.
Shout out to the iPod Nano.
Who doesn't love a good iPod?
iPad Nano. I can't even say it right. iPod Nano.
The iPods were just like, those were a game changer in the day.
Oh my god, dude. It was...
iPods were everything.
The biggest product ever. Like when that kid, everybody had one, everyone wanted one.
One of the most embarrassing facts about me, owned a Zune.
Was that Windows? Windows Zune?
I owned a Zune, man.
I feel like every punchline a joke was always about the Zune.
Oh yeah.
And of course you had the Zune.
Yep, I was a Zune guy.
God.
Aren't these tacos amazing?
I really,
unbelievable.
You're great and everything, but man, these are really outshining all of us right now.
I don't even want to talk to you anymore. I want to just talk to the taco. This is who I want to interview is the taco for the rest of the show. This is so amazing.
Look at these ingredients. Stupid.
Unbelievable.
And it's just the tortilla, steak, cilantro, and onion. When it's real simple, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Anything else.
That's what's crazy about it. The include the tortilla, it's only 4 ingredients.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just really well seasoned, marinated steak. Steak is so nuts. And then you said it when you first looked at it. Places that don't do the double tortilla, and if that rips. Yeah, look at this. Even getting this odd. Oh, and it all broke. Look at this. It just completely tore. Look at that. God.
So who's your favorite person that you've ever had on in the 15 years?
You know what? I actually do have a good answer for this. You know, I think, and I've interviewed a lot of great people, and I'm always grateful for anybody taking time for the podcast.
Right.
But my favorite one that I've gotten to do was 5 or 6 years ago, and it was the 30th anniversary of the Metro, the concert venue up north.
Oh, yeah. Love the Metro.
And I got Joe Shanahan on the podcast, Joe Shanahan, who founded and still runs and manages the Metro. That's his empire. And, you know, again, we've had a lot of great people on, but like Joe Shanahan's a different class. He's a legend. So, you know, and I got to intern at the Metro when I was in high school and early college, and so I have so much love for the Metro. And we got to have Joe Shanahan on at an event. It was called the Metrospective, and we got video for that. That was one of the times like we really like went all out.
Yeah.
Not just the audio, but we have like a really well-produced video on Vimeo of this. And so anyway, Metrospective, they have all of these like high-end, you know, silkscreen posters from over the 30 years history.
Oh, that's cool.
They had like all of the, you know, the bill that was announced in the first REM, the first show at the Metro ever, which was REM in 1982 for $5. The Smashing Pumpkins' first demo tape. I mean,
that's nuts.
They had stuff there. And so I got to sit down with Joe Shanahan for 20 or 30 minutes. and ask him questions that I can't ask anyone else. Like, what was Kurt Cobain like? Like, that's not a question I can ask most people.
That is insane, dude.
So I've gotten to have a lot of great people on the podcast, but that one just always stands out as just like, man, if I had only gotten to do one of these and it was this, it would have worked.
Oh, that is
without a doubt
cool.
Yeah, so that was a really cool experience.
Dude, are we gonna eat our surprise tacos?
I feel like we have to each have one of these chorizos.
Yeah, have a chorizo, man.
I was good. I'm gonna save my third steak for the ride home.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm not saving nothing.
I'm proud of you, Corey. All right, 2 more sauces, because of course they did.
Dude, I did a little of the green and I did a little of the red, and you're right, the red's way better.
It is.
It's so good. That heat on that red.
I love it.
So chorizo's my favorite meat for tacos.
I'm obsessed with chorizo.
She could not have provided a better surprise.
Seriously, it's like she looked into my soul.
Yeah, which, you know, you got to look past a lot of hair to see in that soul, so it's good she got past it all.
Chorizo is one of my favorite breakfast skillet meats.
Oh, of course. I know.
So where do you see the podcast? What's the future? What's the future like?
Any big just stuff in motion at all, or?
Spotify is buying podcast companies.
Yeah, we heard that.
They just bought Anchor and they bought Gimlet.
Really?
So it's a really feeling that heat on my tongue.
It's all of a sudden turned into hot ones, but with tacos.
Oh, this food as hot as that last one?
It's an interesting time for podcasts because all of a sudden there's a real industry, real companies are taking it very seriously, and there's a big race to get to the voice and talk and audio space. So that's really amazing, and that's going to be something that continues to unfold, and it's going to be very interesting to see how that happens. And then, you know, for me, with Dynasty Podcast, it's something where we've got some things planned, but I'm really looking ahead to next year already, because next year is when we should hit 1,000 episodes of the podcast, of Dynasty Podcast, and when it'll be our 15-year anniversary. So
that's so cool.
I'm hoping that those two things kind of dovetail. But 2020 is, I'm hoping, or kind of predicting, going to be a big year for us. So 2019 right now, a big initiative for us is the podcast classes. So I have this class that I teach about podcasting. I teach it through a number of different platforms, and it's done really well. And it's been something that I'm able to build a business out of. And we actually just announced for the first time we're bringing the workshop out of state. So we are bringing it to Detroit later this month.
Oh, no kidding. We got a ton of, we got a good amount of Detroit people. You guys are looking to get into podcasting.
If you're from Detroit, we are going to be doing a podcast workshop there with Think Detroit. So,
no kidding.
Think Detroit.
Yeah.
Go on Think Detroit's Instagram. You'll find the link. Purchase tickets. We're going to do 2 workshops, Friday night, Saturday morning. So the idea is bring it out to other cities. We're going to be launching some other podcast classes, and I'm also looking at some non-podcast classes that I'm going to launch later this year as well. So the big thing is this year is just like continuing to make it experiential, because that's always been a big thing for Dynasty Podcast. We've always done panels and workshops and classes to make the podcast not just something that lives online, brings it out to people. So
people can do these classes online, right?
We have the online version of the classes as well. The in-person tends to like be the thing that people really
do it in person. Oh my god.
Yeah, if you're in Chicago, definitely do it in person.
Yeah, and in Detroit, fam, people, I know a lot of you watch the show. We didn't even know that.
But we got people out of country and stuff. We do. If say anybody, we got somebody in Australia who just bought a shirt or whatever, and they're like, oh, I want to do a podcast. Is there they just go to your website for that?
dynastypodclass.teachable.com.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was ready to start, talking about all these things in 2005, but I had to wait a long time
for everybody else to catch up.
Caught up.
Yep.
But now it's democratized, where anyone can really, if they're willing to work hard enough, can take a crack.
The affordability of everything's getting to be so insane too.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
Yeah, what you can do, like you said, with a lot of people's phones, the quality is just absolutely nuts.
Yeah, and you could, the video end is
sound is where
shoot 4K with my phone, and if you have a good audio source and you stitch those together, no one is going to say, oh, this was filmed on a phone, because why is the audio so good?
Yeah.
Plug an external mic into a phone. We get the question all the time of wow, you guys' stuff looks really good. What camera are you using? And it's because we're stitching a lot of stuff together to make it good. It's not just there's one camera, you put it on and you're going to be a video star. You know what I mean? There's a lot of moving parts.
Sean always talks too that the number one thing for video, audio. You can watch crappy video, you can't watch bad audio.
We got a $400 microphone plugged into this camera right now.
It always
in a car. You know what I mean?
How many people will shoot gorgeous, fantastic video that clearly took them a lot of time, and they didn't think about audio at all.
It is one of my biggest pet peeves.
With the best sauce, cheese, and toppings, and there's no dough.
Yeah.
You're thinking,
right.
Real quick lightning round, because I have stuff I just want because you're so well versed in the city and stuff.
We could make this like a 40-minute video.
Totally could. So first thing that comes to mind, no wrong answer. Best pizza in Chicago.
Man, Pequods.
Good answer.
So
Nice. Good answer.
Yeah.
Favorite national podcast?
Man,
What do you like?
question.
One that
No,
just kind of.
I'm a longtime Kevin Smith fan. I love Podcast.
Yeah.
Grew up on Kevin Smith's
Freaking
movies since
love
the
Kevin
90s.
Smith.
Most underrated thing to do in the city. People are coming to town, or you're taking.
Yeah.
What's something people not enough people know is a fun thing to do, whether it's the summer or the winter or whatever.
Man, that's such a good question. I don't even. It's gonna sound like a cop-out answer. I think just exploring the neighborhoods.
Yes.
Taking somebody to like Bridgeport or Lincoln Square or Andersonville.
And that's the stuff people won't do.
And nothing against like Wicker and Logan.
No,
Wicker and
but-
Logan are great neighborhoods, but they're so obvious. Wrigleyville's so obvious. But if you take someone to like
Bro, Lincoln Square was
Lincoln Square
great.
is great. You take someone to Andersonville. You take someone.
I like Greektown. People don't go to Greektown for food. There's so much great stuff everywhere, and we're such voyeurs. We talk about this all the time. A lot of people come here or live here for 5 years. I have friends who don't go out of the 1 mile radius of their home,
100%.
and I'm like, why even live in a place so
no
full
kidding.
of great stuff if you're not going to explore
Some
it?
people think that it's Columbia or like Chicago doesn't go south of Columbia College, and it's like it does. Hyde Park's amazing. There's so many great neighborhoods. There's so many great restaurants. There's so many great communities.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's a broad answer, but exploring the actual neighborhoods of the city.
Hey, hot dog guy, can I get 6 hot dogs down here, please? Right away. I thought we were going Wiener Circle after this. Yeah. Hawaiian and hot dogs.
We're gonna rate this. So out of 5, Jaime, give me a good one. What for?
Hot sauce bottles.
Out of 5,
Yeah.
little mini hot sauce bottles. How many little mini hot sauce bottles? Do you give these steak tacos?
Pretty clear answer.
It's a very.
5.
It's a 5.
Yeah, man. These are they're so good, and I'm still knocking out this like chorizo one that's fantastic.
If you see Martinez Supermarket anywhere on a map where you currently are looking, if you're like, oh, I'm only a couple miles away, go there immediately.
Oh, this is the easiest 5 I think. That is, without a doubt in my mind, that's the best taco I've ever had in my entire life. That seasoned
And
steak
I can't
is
even knock you for that bold statement, because it's 100% true.
And that red sauce,
Yeah, it
bro,
might be
that
the best
green
hot
was really
sauce.
good too. But that red was, bro, that was like life changing.
It's the move.
Look at, we like decimated this thing. It's gone.
Ugh.
5 out of 5. There's no that's 15 out of 15. That's 100%. That's 15 bottles of little mini hot sauce.
Yeah, I had a good
I'm so
feeling.
glad you
about
guys liked it.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, this is
Yeah.
one of the best. This was definitely one of the best guest chosen, because we always have the guest
it
chosen.
might be number 1.
It might be the number 1 guest chosen spot even.
Yeah.
I think we all agree. It's like you can find your favorites in Chicago.
Yeah.
And you find a place where you're like, this food's so good that I can bring people here, and I know, unless they're just going to be the most difficult person in the world, they're going to love this.
I know.
I live for that. I live for when people come in town and take them to spots they've never heard of.
And I try to trim the fat of my friends who are difficult in that thing. I'm like, I want only this. I go, listen, I'm 32 now. I gotta start getting rid of some of you. I can't be having this.
So you cut friends out?
Bye.
I'll see you later, dickhead!
Yeah, man, but I'm so glad everybody loved it. It's like that place is just one of my go-tos.
Oh my god.
It's incredible.
good.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Seriously, thank you so much.
This was one of
much
the
fun.
best meals. Just not only the food, but being able to sit
chat,
and
man.
And look at what this car window. They're all getting
we
steamed
steamed
up.
this place
It was
up.
the chorizo. The little bonus ones were a 5.
The
Obviously.
red sauce just like came
Yeah,
to the windows here.
seriously.
Yeah. I bet
It looks like
they're.
we've been hotboxing in.
Yeah, people always go like, I bet people walking by those cars think you guys are all having sex in there. I'm like, well, Jaime, thank you so much. All his links are below. Check out the podcast, all the classes, both online and physical. The stuff that's gonna be in Detroit and Chicago. He's just a good guy to know.
Yes,
and we're
yes,
very
yes.
fortunate with our podcast starting to know this man. I just can't wait. I feel like this is gonna be a fun networking thing for both sides for a long time. And a friendship.
Best of luck with the podcast, man. I can't wait to check it out.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And all you guys, brand new video tomorrow like there always is. See you then. Peace. I'm gonna go bottle all of that hot sauce and
Yeah,
steal
I'm
it.
stealing as much of it as I can.
Bye. That was really cool for us.
That's so awesome. He was such an easy guy to talk to.
Yeah, he's
Holy
just like
crap.
so conversational. I mean, as somebody who's so successful in podcasting probably should be.
Yeah, right.
But,
yeah, that's true.
Jaime, thanks for doing the show. Seriously, we love you.